Okay, hello everyone. My name is Lana, and I picked the finance coach case study for Palo Alto Network's hackathon for this quarter. It's a smart solution that basically transforms your raw banking transactions into personalized financial insights. So let me show you how it works. So yeah, we have four core features in my project. The first is a smart dashboard that shows this month's metrics, so total expenses, total spendable income. There's also like a little blurb on top, you'll see it later, where the AI just tells you something, just tells you like a brief description about your spending habits for that month. There's the option to chat with your personalized AI coach that takes in your transactional data and gives you actionable, personable advice based on that information. There's also an option to create goals. So saving goals, those would also be added to your AI financial coach's like initial prompt. So they're going to be able to help you budget for your goal, whether it's feasible, depending on current patterns and stuff like that. And then lastly, the subscription detector that just goes through your raw transactions, like I mentioned, and picks things that you may be spending too much money on and you might not know. Okay, let's do the live demo. This is the live demo. Okay, so here you can see it's like this typical dashboard layout, and I created three unique profiles that sort of showcase very different financial backgrounds. So one of them is a student. You can see that their remaining balance is over budget for this month. They're probably in a lot of debt for student loans. They're mainly buying textbooks or tuition, stuff like that. There's also a freelancer profile. This person probably has a more variable source of income and expenses. And then finally, the saver, someone who probably has a stable financial background, has a stable 9 to 5, stuff like that. So yeah, you get to see the monthly, the like this month's metrics, and then track income versus expenses from a 6-month period. And then also there's like this pie chart that goes through the expense background breakdown of all of your expenses by category and then grouped by percentage. And then this is finally your most recent transactions. It just displays the 10 most recent ones. But the coolest part of this project is the chat feature. So if you open it up, there are quick actions of some already pre-written prompts for you that give you unique responses uh, based on your financial profile. So for instance, if I want to list recent gray charges, ongoing subscriptions, I just click on that. And then the finance coach responds. I believe I can make this bigger. Okay. Um yeah, the finance coach responds with the average charge of Spotify being one of the subscriptions that you pay for. It's detected for 6 months, and then the last charge was on this date. Yeah, and then it goes on for the gym and the Netflix and stuff like that. And lastly, the most important part is recommendations. So the first one is to review your recurring subscriptions because you have a lot. And for the student, they are most likely over budget, obviously. And then just gives us friendly advice of how to improve our financial situation. So, you kind of get the point. Oh yeah, let me show you how we do saving goals. So, uh, the student has like this saving goal for an emergency fund. You could add money to this amount and it's reflected on your total expenses and then also your remaining balance. Uh, finished with the live demo, let's go over the technical architecture. So our technical architecture for this project combines fast API for the back end with a React TypeScript front end. Yeah, we process transaction data using pandas. The original data set is in a CSV file, and we process it some more. And then integrate all of this, like package all of that financial analysis into an initial prompt for the LLM, and that is integrated with Together AI. And then the LLM that we used for this project, I forgot the name, but if I could go to the code, it is Archie AI's Trinity Mini. So it's a very small model. I wanted it that way just because it was feasible within the time frame and it uses less tokens. But yeah, in the future, we would want a better performing model, specifically in like the Fin LLM leaderboards. So I believe like Gemini or Chat is the best contender right now. So yeah, the AI integration part was very central to our solution. Uh, like the system builds these context-aware prompts with user data to generate personalized advice, as I showed in the demo. But yeah, one of the key learnings for this project was data visualization. So I kind of struggled trying to find a specific data set that had transactional data and then also distinct and unique user profiles. Having both was hard to find. It was either one or the other. So instead, I basically pulled and like specifically sampled from a larger data set of just transactions not attached to a user. And I sampled it in a way to replicate each of the user profiles. So in the generate personas.py file, it first like sort of it, for example, for the student, you'd want to pull in like income transactions within a certain range from like 800 to 2,000. That's like pretty realistic for a normal college student. And then you do that for everything, like for food and dining, transportation. Maybe the student is doing public transportation more often compared to a freelancer or a saver. Um, yeah, the third thing or the second thing that I struggled with was trying to create this conversational LLM. So I had to tune the initial prompt a lot to make sure that it was behaving as intended. This is the initial prompt. And it organizes all of the user's metrics and the user's savings goal in the initial prompt so that it has access to that information so it could give personal advice. Um, yeah, yeah, that is basically it. Thank you for listening to my presentation.